everybody. It's time for another amazing and what promises to be a hilarious episode of Given Name with me, Dr. Shanae, and my special guest for today is. Ba, 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 ba.
Loud.
Say it one more time.
Pilar McLeod.
Thank you. I want to tell you about something I'm building that's really close to my heart. Outside of the podcast, I lead Radar, my organizational consulting practice. One thing I've learned as a researcher is that most workplace problems aren't actually productivity problems. They're people problems hiding inside organizational systems. When communication breaks down, when the team struggles to collaborate, when burnout keeps showing up, or when leaders can't figure out why talented employees are disengaging, the answer usually isn't another policy and it's definitely not another meeting. It's understanding the people behind the performance. That's what we do at Radar. Through research, leadership development, and facilitated learning experiences, we help organizations uncover the human factors that drive organizational performance. Because when people work better together, everything else gets better too. So, if you're an HR leader, an executive, or someone who's responsible for developing people in your organization, I'd love to talk to you. You can learn more at shanaechantel.com. Would you mind saying your age and or generation?
I just turned 56 years old and I was born in 1970.
Oh,
I don't know what generation that was besides funky in a
Gen,
good way.
Gen X for sure. For sure. Those are your people.
Yes,
Um,
my tribe.
how do you define yourself racially?
I am a black woman.
Perfect. Gender,
Henceforth, the female.
hometown.
New York, New York, Washington Heights, baby.
What? I've never
Girl,
met anybody from New York, New York.
New York, New
Wow.
York.
Okay, your parents' hometown?
My mother is from or was from Plymouth, North Carolina. And my father, I thought was from Perry Hall, Florida, but was actually from Mississippi. I don't know the town.
Where was the place that you thought he was from?
I thought he was from Perry, Florida, because that's where my grandfather and my aunts and uncles were from. But that's where
Oh,
his family was from. He went, but he was born in Mississippi.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
You were your parents part of the Great Migration? Or were they the
Um,
Great Migration?
My mother was born in 1934, and my father is 7 years younger than her. So he was born in 1941,
Is that a younger? Yes.
and they both in Harlem. My mother, after she graduated high school, and then she met my dad. They met and got married in 1967, and I was born in 1970. And
Okay.
they met in Harlem.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Maybe the younger part. That's really interesting. Ooh.
Hmm. My mother's parents, they never left Plymouth, North Carolina. My grandfather passed away there, and then my grandmother ended up moving to New York when she got older because she started to get Alzheimer's.
Uh-huh.
But by then she was a widow. My father's mother, he moved to New York with my grandma Corrine, and but my grandfather lived in Perry, Florida.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, all of my aunts and uncles live in Florida, with the exception of one that lives in like Hackensack, New Jersey. The rest of them all live in Florida. They live in Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Gainesville.
So you're all through Florida. Where do you consider if someone, like if your parents say that they're going home, your mom would be in Plymouth, North Carolina, your dad would go to Florida?
And my father would.
Okay.
And so when my dad took my mom home, he took her to Florida.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Your current town.
Hmm. So I live in 2 states in 2 cities. I am
Oh,
currently in White Plains, New York, in Westchester County. I also live in Providence, Rhode Island. I pay taxes twice.
oh my God.
I don't, I don't
Do
like it.
you go back and forth for like leisure, for work, whenever you feel like it?
So I go back and forth because I do civil rights and social justice and nonprofit work in Providence, Rhode Island. That's where my mother, my son, my daughter, and I lived for about 20 years, 21 years. And then during COVID, my mother, who lived with me, I was her care provider, said, I want to go back to New York. So we moved back to New York during COVID. And that's how we got to White Plains, New York, because my daughter lives up the street from me. And at the time, she had one child. So my mother had a great grandson. And then after my passed, my daughter had another son. So my mother would have had two great grandsons. So
Mm,
that's why we left Rhode Island. But I didn't want to leave the work. So I would go back and forth. And I still go back and forth because I love civil rights, social justice, fighting for the underdog. I love nonprofit work. I love my community and I love the people. So I couldn't see just giving it up. And I started my own nonprofit at 21 years old. Now it's a shame we've been fighting social justice for 2 decades, but that's
oh,
not the
for
point.
yeah. The
The point
point is that you're
is
amazing.
I'll go back and forth. And then I come to White Plains, I can actually rest,
Mm.
if you will.
Why do you say
If
rest?
you will.
Is it
By So it's a way to reset. It's a way to rest, spend time with my family. I consider that rest. It's a way to like take a beat and calm down. Whereas in Rhode Island, I'm just go, 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 go. And even if it's a day that I don't leave the house, somebody's gonna call, somebody's gonna text because I'm physically there. And so when social justice work means the community never sleeps. People don't issues don't not happen.
right?
So people know you're in town, here they come. Rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you
I
what you
see.
they're gonna keep coming, enough said. But when I get here, I can mind my business. I can go
Love
to the
it.
store. I can go to
Do they hunt you down in the
I can
store?
do all the things. If they see me, they're gonna tell me their business. I
Okay.
know a lot of business. Boy, if I ever wrote a baby, baby bestseller. Cause
Oh,
I got coffee, hot chocolate, brandy, vodka, tequila, whatever you want to know. I got it all.
can
From
you tell us
officials to
the
regular
best
people. I know
secret?
all the best secret.
The best, the juiciest tea. No names, of
The
course, but tell us
juiciest
the whole story.
lady. The best, well, actually, the worst secret, but the
Okay.
best secret is when people don't know that you know what they do behind closed doors, and they
Mm.
see you and they be like, "Hey," you be like, "How you doing?"
Really? Hmm.
And then they start talking, and you be like,
Mm.
hmm.
That makes sense.
Be like,
Okay.
in the back of my mind, I want to be like, I saw you. You just don't know I saw you. And I saw who you was and wasn't. How about that? But I don't tell.
Oh, you're
So that's the
safe.
best and the worst.
Okay.
Yes, I will. If you whatever I know, I'll never tell. And
Very well
I've
done.
been 21 years. That's all my business.
Okay. I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
Where do you want to live? Whole world.
Puerto Rico. I would go back and not come home, not come stateside.
Ooh.
Puerto Rico. If I could live in a territory, it would be Puerto Rico. If I could live in a country, I would go back to Canada and mind all my business. All of it.
Oh,
I wouldn't even think to just go. Me in Toronto would never look back. Never. Free healthcare? What?
what?
Again, I could mind my business. Yes, free healthcare in Canada. Yes.
I don't know what's going on over
And
there. Yeah.
if you are retired or disabled or a veteran, they don't treat you like they treat us here. Mm-mm. It's not the same. Puerto Rico, they treat their senior citizens chef's kiss. My mother
Really?
would have loved it. We don't treat our people right stateside and in the US. When you travel to other countries, that's when you come back home and you be like, something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Yes. That's what
But
happens
alas,
this time.
this is where my clothes and my mail is. So I guess I'm back.
That's how I felt coming back from South Africa. I was like, I guess I can get back to where my things are. But as far as where I felt comfortable, where home was, this ain't it.
Mhm.
Take me back. Anyway,
No.
we're down to the big question.
Okay.
Tell me about your name.
I thought you'd never ask. So my name, Pilar, one L, means something strong and sturdy to hold two things together, or a pillar. My mother liked John Wayne, the actor. She liked Westerns. Don't ask me why. It was the 70s, whatever. John Wayne's wife was named Pilar Paulette. Guess what my name is? Pilar Paulette.
Oh, directly.
Directly.
Okay. And how do you
Yep.
feel about the character?
So when I it was the 70s, I gave my mother a pass.
Okay.
A pass. I gave her a pass. She know that I was gonna be the opposite of the person whose wife she named me after. I was gonna be everything that was the opposite of that. But as a child, Pilar is a heavy name because I'm in kindergarten and pre-K, so people can't say Pilar. And the 70s, living in Washington Heights, it wasn't a lot of Black and Hispanic families. It was a lot of whites and Jews.
Mm.
And so I was like one of two or three. I think I was the only. I think I might have been the second Black child at my pre-K. I went to Payson Street, Payson Playground. They had a pre-K program, and that's where I went to pre-K. In my graduation picture is only me and I think one Black boy, and I'm not sure he was Black. So imagine you're 6 and somebody's getting your name wrong, but you're 6, so you can't really, or you're 5 or you're 4. I can't really correct you. So for the longest, I was McLeod, I was Pilar, I was Pillar. A lot of times I was McLeod because they could say that. I didn't really like. I didn't really follow or understand the full grasp of my name until I got to middle school. When I got to middle school, I was like, no, my name is Pilar. Because they called me Pilar, Pillar, McLeod. I was like, no, I'm Pilar. By the time I got to high school, I was Pilar only. And by the time I got to college, and then I figured out what my name meant, It was
Ooh,
Black Power ever since then.
I love it.
And then that's when I think I grew into the name, because for the longest time the name was there, but it was too big for me because I didn't understand it. I was a kid. But as I got older and I saw things evolve, and then I got into, well, what does your name mean? Because everybody was like, oh, your name is Pilar. Are you Spanish? Are you Dominican? No, I'm not Dominican. I'm Black. I'm Southern. My parents is country as hell. And a little bit, and I do microcosm of Puerto Rican that is in there is so little, even fly a flag in the house, child. So it everything's black. We blacker than black, black, black. My father was all things black. My mother was religion and do what you're supposed to do, don't make no waves. My father was give them all smoke. So
Hey,
it was like two people who said the same thing merging together, and then you have me. I'm an only child. I have no siblings. My parents never married anybody else. They were married to each other. Whether or not, they were married to each other legally until they passed away. Father died in 2017. He was a veteran. My mother passed in 2022. And then you have me. And I am the happy collective of them both. Both from the South. My mother grew up during Jim Crow. My father was more like march and protest. My mother was like, we don't want no trouble. And back then you used to call the police, Mr. We don't want no trouble from Mr. Charlie.
Mr.
Or
Charlie.
she used to call him John Law. John Law coming, you don't want no trouble. My father was like, screw John Law, I wish he would.
How did they commingle?
Charlie met in Harlem, I don't know. my mother My mother is a shade perhaps darker than me. My father could have passed for a white man. And back when I was little, I thought my mother married a white man. He was
Oh,
fair skinned, light, Casper. He turned red in the summer. So you have this light skinned black man telling you to fight like hell. And then you got my mother saying, don't give him no trouble.
no trouble.
Because where my mother lived, you didn't want any trouble. Her thing was, be in before the sunset. Because at night, that's when the Klan would come through the town.
Mm-hmm.
Plymouth, North Carolina is not a built up town. And my grandparents lived across from cornfields, and ditches were everywhere. There was always a ditch. There was a ditch to get to the mailbox where my grandparents lived. My father, he didn't grow up like that. Not too much, at least not from what I know in Perry, Florida. So you got like these two people who are almost polar opposites coming together, and then they get married. And then they have this one kid who's like two steps from like Angela Davis with a dash of Martin and a sprinkle of Malcolm with a little bit of, Coltrane.
So, who gave you your name?
My mother, that I know of, my mother. I mean, clearly her and my father liked the name, but my mother is the one, that was the name she really loved.
Mm.
So that's the name. And my nickname is Pie.
That's
You want to
adorable.
ask about that one.
Yes. Okay.
So they called me Pie. They called me Pie because when I was little and my mother used to bake sweet potato pies, to be exact, I would lick the bowl with my finger.
As a baby.
Pie as a baby. And to this
That
day, if when potato pie the bowl,
is that your favorite?
that's why. Sweet potato
Mm.
pie? Girl,
Mhm.
sweet potato pie, peach cobbler, apple crisp.
So you like
I love a
sweet.
bake.
Yeah. You love baked goods. Okay. Okay. Do you know of any naming traditions in your family? Like, is there a junior, senior combo, or maybe like a long running, like, do you have a fourth or fifth in your family? Or is there like a name like it starts with a letter?
No, my name is unique. My mother's name is Geraldine. When my aunt had her last child, my mother's youngest niece, she named Marlene because my mother's name was Geraldine. And my mother named my cousin her niece. But we have a lot of juniors. We don't have a lot of seniors. Everybody's name is really unique. My aunt's name was Novella. My mother was one of three, so it was Novella, it was Geraldine, and it was Lionel. My uncle was the only boy. And then when my aunt and my uncle got married, they had Harriet, which was, or Hadassah. That was her real name, Hadassah, and it was Marlene. Yep. And then when I had my son and daughter, their names are Davon, which is my son, and Dominique, which is my daughter.
So you went with the D combo.
So no real juniors. I did.
Did you do it on
And that's
purpose?
because his father was like, "Oh, you're gonna name him after?" Of
All
course I
right.
did.
There it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
His dad was like, "Oh, you're gonna name him?" I was like, "No, you're named after your father, and your father was named after his father." And when you say the name, like five people turn around. No, he's gonna have a whole different name because I need him to have his own identity. We're not doing that. I'm not doing it. Somebody else will do it. Nope.
Five people turned around tickled me. Uh,
No. It's
okay.
like when you say William and five people, like, what is that? How many people are named William? That's crazy. No.
Yeah. So,
I never have to I never have to worry about when I walk into a space, there being another me. It's never gonna be another black Pilar.
so was it important for you to give that to your children?
Yes. It was important for me to give them their own identity and
Yeah.
give them a name that I felt loved to. When I thought about their names, I thought about back when I was in kindergarten, when you were learning to write your name, they had it on your desk
Mm-hmm.
and it had it spelled out in big letters to practice. So I didn't want them to have this ridiculous name that they couldn't say or spell. Give them
Mm-hmm.
something that they could say or spell.
Mm. Okay.
Because I knew how to spell, I just didn't know what it meant.
I guess it's everybody had a distinctive name.
Mhm.
Did you feel any type of way about yours, I guess? Or what was the atmosphere for you like growing up?
Um, it was pretty cool. I was the only person in my friend group that had that name, so I was really easy to find. I grew
Mm-hmm.
up with a bunch of pretty dope kids. I mean, again, we didn't know we were dope then, but as we got older, and then when you become an adult, you're like, oh, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me. I grew up with a bunch of, Peters and Patricks and Elizabeths and Michelles and then there's Pilar. So I always stuck out. And I didn't mind sticking out. I just didn't know that the things that I was doing then, not too many people were doing, or at least not many people that looked like me. My father was really big on like black culture and black pride and the arts and religion and education. Oh my goodness, he was a stickler for education. So everything was get your education and don't just get enough. If you got a 90, I want to know why you didn't get 100. If there was extra credit, why did you get that? So it was always go above and beyond, which when you're in third grade, you're like, this is too much. But by the time I got to high school, I was like, oh, I must have known because it worked out better. So
Mm-hmm.
even in my work ethic, most people do what they're expected to do, if that. I go above and beyond because the bar for me is above and beyond. So in social justice work, I rest until the family or whoever it is that has come to me, I don't rest until they get what they need. Not what I feel they need, but what they need and what they deserve. Same thing with community service. If I'm going to give something, I'm going to give it to the best of my ability. If you're coming to get a meal, I'm not taking your meal and giving it to you on a garbage can lid. I'm going to serve it to you like we are in the grandest ballroom ever, and it's going to be the best meal you ever had because I'm going to be sitting right next to you eating the same meal in the same place as you. And that was what my father instilled in me. My mother instilled, take good care of everything you have.
Mm.
So again, that plays out now in social justice work and community service. You got to take good care of everything you give folks, whether you give it gently used or brand new, because you're helping someone when sometimes they are at their weakest or their most vulnerable. But as a kid, you don't really know that. But those were the things that were instilled in me, or those are the things that I grew up with from my family, both my mother and my father, and both of sides, and the combustion that is now me.
Yes.
So,
So, how,
question.
one more time.
I said, I hope that answers your question.
Oh, for sure it did. Absolutely. So how do you feel about your name now? Like, has it morphed over time in your head, or has it always been Pilar and Proud and Pilar and Prouder?
So once I grew into my name, that was like the superpower that I didn't know I needed.
Hmm.
And then that made me and now as an adult, I always wore it with pride, but I think the more I move through life as I get older, it's it's like, Superman got the S on their chest. I got
Yeah.
Pilar on mine. Pilar is she ain't nobody to be played with. When Pilar gets ready, Pilar is going to do what needs to be done. I don't care if your feelings are hurt, because if we're talking about racism and you that racism is okay in any caliber, in any way, shape, form, or fashion to anyone, we are at an impasse. You could be my friend. I could drink coffee with you, but as soon as your racism peaks, we are going to have a disagreement. And are every day of the week, young, old, it don't matter. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. If you cross my path and you are being discriminatory to anybody, we got and I don't like to lose. And I'm not
Hey.
going, because Pilar is not playing. Now, Pie, the other side of Pilar,
Hmm.
Pie, she all right. She girl love a drink. She love a chit chat. She love a good meal. She love a piece of sweet. She all right. But now Pilar, be nice, cause and at
So
the
these
end
are
it ain't never
your,
personal. It's business.
oh, so are these like the altar? Is that your altar balance?
Yes, there's three of us. There's Pilar,
Uh-huh.
there's Pie,
Uh-huh.
and there's Big Mama. Nobody wants to see Big Mama P. Big Mama P might cuss. Big Mama P says what she feel. Big Mama P might drink brown liquor and it's up. Big
Okay.
Mama P.
So who's
Because
the
Big
most
Mama P could
strict?
do that.
Who's the most strict?
Combination.
Ooh.
It's a combination. Depends on what you is.
Who calls you Big Mama P?
Yep. Big Mama P don't come out all the time. She only come out every now and then. We keep her in the
Who-
back. She like
Okay.
Big Mama P like Medea. You don't bring her all the time.
How did Big Mama P develop?
She like Big Mama P. Oh, one day I said something on social media and I said like Big Mama, and I put hashtag Big Mama P, and that was it. Big Mama P been like that ever since. Big Mama P is Uncle Pete from Soul Food. He was in the room, but he had the money the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pilar, Pilar is every day. Pilar is really cool. I am I am a non-confrontational person. I do not like people who are discriminatory. I don't like bullies. I don't like people who believe that someone is the underdog so that they can prey on them. I don't like it at all. I hate it, as a matter of fact. And so by the time a lot of the families come to me, especially single moms, I am usually vexed beyond words from the
Yeah.
stories that they're telling me and how things have escalated, especially in entities that should be or are allegedly designed to be for them, to protect them. Places like education, your healthcare, law enforcement, if you will.
Uh-huh.
And I use those words loosely.
I did see the air
And
quotes.
if
Note
you do
that
so,
for audio listeners.
and if you do social justice work long enough, you will see things that will make your head like tilt to the side and your eyebrow go up. And if
Hmm.
you sit, my mother always said, if you sit and listen, you're gonna learn twice as much as you should be saying. So a lot of times it's good to just go in the room and don't say much. Just pay attention. Look at people, figure out what's going on. But it's the words that people say or what they don't say that tells you everything you need to know about the situation, especially when it comes to racism, especially as it pertains to Black women,
Hmm.
Black specific, Black women with disabilities, single mothers, children, veterans, senior citizens, the most vulnerable people. Those are
Yeah.
the ones that get preyed on the most.
So do you have a like community nickname? Is there something that you're known as?
It used to be that lady with all those kids.
What do you mean all those kids?
Because the non because the nonprofit is a nonprofit youth org. So I always used to take all the students everywhere I went. So
Mhm.
they'd be like, "Oh, that's that lady with all those kids." Because I
Okay.
always had a gaggle of students behind me. And then as the nonprofit morphed into as the students got older, now I'm known, by my name, my birth name, my given name.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure there's a few names people would like to call me, but they better not let me find out.
Oh no. I'm sure they don't want to call you any other names. Pilar. Um, that's your name. Have you ever met another Pilar?
So I
Oh,
didn't meet another Pilar, but I've
okay.
met two people. One young lady told me, I think she said her sister's name is Pilar. And then when I was growing up, one of my neighbors, she went to a private school and she had a classmate, and her classmate was named Pilar.
Hmm.
But I've never met another Pilar. Like, I've never walked up to someone and they've been like, oh my God, that's my name. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I know
Do,
they're like one of his name Pilar.
do you know if they spell it the same?
They do.
They do. Pilars, come on
Oh,
the podcast.
um,
When you tell them your name, do they spell it correctly?
no, they spell it with two L's. They spell it Pillor, Pillar. Some spelled it Pielor. I don't know what that was. I don't know what
Pilar.
that was. I don't know
Pilar.
what that was.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um,
And then when I tell them my name is Pilar, they want to say Pilar. They want to separate it, like pie and lar.
oh. Has anybody ever spelled her name with multiple capital letters?
No, not intentionally. They will if it's like on a plaque or something. Like, when you go to a
Oh
conference,
yeah, yeah.
they'll do it like that sometimes if
Yeah.
you're speaking on a panel. But normally, mm-mm,
It wasn't like the P and the L were capitalized and the rest was okay, cool. Love that.
no,
Um, do you give any pronunciation allowances anymore other than like being young and
no,
just not really knowing? Love that.
no.
Love it. Okay. So you
Mm.
talked about what your name means at the beginning of the episode. Do you believe that to be accurate of you? And if so, for how long?
If I am 56, I say that it's been accurate about 30 years.
Okay.
So I would say roundabout when I turned 20, 19, 20, I was like, oh, when I had my son.
Mm. Do you have any feelings when people mispronounce your name, either once just because they read it and they didn't know, or if someone habitually just decides that they don't know how to put those consonants together?
So if I've never met you and we've never shared space and you're not really sure how to say my name and you say it or you pronounce it wrong, I give grace because you don't know. But now if every time I see you, you keep doing it, that's not grace. That's intentional. So you're
Hmm.
intentionally mispronouncing my name. And that to me is a dig. So we're gonna be at an impasse because now I'm gonna correct you. Now,
Yes.
don't worry. The first time I do it, it's a joke. The second time I do it, you're not gonna laugh because
Fair.
you heard me the first time, and it's not that hard.
Love that. Do you consider your name as creative?
Very.
Do you are there times where you go by your first and middle name because of the
No.
character?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. My initials are PPM. That's double night time. No, we're not doing that. No. PPM. No. That sounds like something you catch. You know they had that PPM. We're not doing that.
Mm,
No.
no.
We can
Okay.
take out one initial. PM. No. Sound like Tylenol. No. Tylenol PM. No.
And you are
Mm-mm.
not,
Never.
ooh, you're a night girl, aren't you?
Um, I can be. I love a nap though. I can stay up at night if we get a good nap. I
Are
love
you
a
a
nap.
early riser?
Nap ministry. I love a nap. I am.
You are?
I will be AM and have all my work for the day before the sun rises.
Yes. Yes. An early riser. After my own heart. Goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
If somebody hears the name Pilar, what can we fill in? What do we know about this person?
If somebody hears the name Pilar, know that reinforcement is know that um compassion is coming. Know that a force to be reckoned with is on the way, depending on the situation.
Okay. What about what about someone who has never met you? If they just see your name on the paper and it says Pilar McLeod is showing up today, what do you think they would
Mhm.
expect?
Well, if they haven't Googled me, they're like, oh, who is this? But by the time I come out and open my mouth, they're like, oh, we're in.
They know what's up. Okay.
Especially if I say, especially if I'm live. If I'm in person doing something, you're in for a treat.
Okay. Okay. What do you want to precede your name as it's spoken?
A drum major for justice.
Let me make sure that I heard you. You said a drum major
For justice.
for justice.
That's
That's
what I
beautiful.
said.
A drum major for
Yes.
justice.
That's not mine. That's actually something I heard them say about Martin Luther King. Do I think I'm Martin Luther King? No, but I love Martin Luther King. I love the movement. I am a life member of the NAACP. I am someone who has taken time to do the work and study so that I can be the best representation for those in the community when and if they happen on me because something has gone afoul and now
Mm.
they need some reinforcement, someone that maybe navigate the waters a little bit more than them. And because that is a charge that I take serious, I often I keep it dusty. I will break that bad boy out at any given moment and put it on my back and fly because I believe that Black communities, marginalized communities, we should not have to ask for basic essentials. And because of that, that's why I say drum justice. I am not a violent person. I do not condone violence under any circumstances. But in order to do nonviolent work, be an advocate, that is a road that not many people can travel because that is a hard and heavy lift. And it takes a special type of person to do this kind of work. It takes a it takes a unique individual to be able to get up all times of the day and night times when other people call you and are in distress and they
Mhm.
don't know what to do or who they think can help them. And either it's me or I need to refer them to someone else. But either way, when people pull you into those situations in their lives, whether it's good or bad, and a lot of times it's not good, that is a special and unique type of individual. And because of that, I know that there are not a lot of us around, and there are not a lot of us that can do it and be able to stay steadfast in the fight without giving up because it weighs heavy on your spirit. And that's why sometimes living in two states is amazing for me. Island, I am one way, and when I come home, I can almost relax to a certain
Mhm.
degree.
That makes a lot of sense.
That
Thank
was a
you.
long answer.
It was, but we got it. We got it.
You're
Um,
welcome.
let's talk about naming your children. What went into those decisions besides the D?
Mhm. So my son is named Davon Anthony, and Anthony was my friend from pre-K at Park pre-K, pre-nursery school, and we are friends on Facebook to this day. And I always like the name Anthony. And then Davon is actually my cousin's middle name, and I like the name Davon, so I gave my son my cousin's first name and my best friend from pre-K's middle name. My
Hmm.
daughter is Dominique Renee, and Dominique came from her dad liked Dominique Wilkins, the basketball player, and I like Dominique Dawes, the gymnast.
Mm.
Boom. And his mother liked the name Renee, and it made sense. So Davon Anthony and Dominique Renee.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Do you
Mm-hmm.
know what their names mean?
No, I do not, because that is
Okay.
not my choice to look up. They got to do. They got to
Okay.
find out what their names mean. I do. Son does know. Um, I don't know if my daughter knows. Outside of knowing she was named after, I don't think she's done a deep dive, but to find out because to me, I had to find out what my name meant because
Mhm.
I grew into what it meant. I need them to find out what their names mean because they need to shape that for who they are. And if they choose not to do anything, that's okay too. But that is for them to decide. I don't want to tell them because A, I ain't doing that homework.
Right.
And B, I want it to be reflective of them.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to add about either naming your last name or your name, like your whole name?
Um, No, not really. My middle name is very confusing for people. People want to call it Paulette. People want to call it Paletti. People want to call, they don't know what to do with it. So that's why I just use my middle initial because I don't
Can
have
you
the
spell
patience. So my middle name is spelled Pletttle. Don't ask. It was the 70s. I don't
Yep.
know.
Yep. Got it. Got it. The
I don't
PP
know.
was all that they wanted.
People,
So
they don't know what to do. It's like Mississippi, MISSSSI. I don't know.
they letters are there is the point. Okay.
And my mother was really high. I was a C-section baby. She must have been high as hell.
Do you know, wait, you said that they had that name for you. Did they have others? Did you tell me they had a boy name?
No,
No boy
no.
name?
And they didn't know. No, and they didn't know I was a girl. I don't know what it would have been if I was a boy.
They really just went in. Okay. All right. Love it. Love it. Well,
It,
this has been an amazing
like,
chat. One and done.
thank you. One and
Yes.
done.
Is there anything else you would like to share with the audience about what anything you have coming up or where to reach you?
So things that the way to reach us. So the nonprofit has morphed from a nonprofit youth org. On our 20th anniversary, we became a nonprofit consulting. So we do everything from housing, financing, special education, civil rights, social justice, nonviolence, marketing, policy, and small business. So we cover the gamut. We are everyone is black because I'm blackety black on my blackest day. We do corporate. We do not. We work with other nonprofits. We are independent consultants. We've done statewide work. We are national, so we've done national work as well as local work. People can find us at tpme.org, the Pilar McLeod Experience.org. They can also find us on the handle that's on the screen is my Instagram at Pilar232. Pilar because that's my name. 232 because that's the block I grew up on in the Bronx. So if anybody wants to follow me, they can. And if anybody needs any assistance in areas I said, or you just want to find out more about the org, go to the website and Google me. I'm Googleable, and I'm the only one that's gonna come up first, other than Deion Sanders. My name is Pilar.
Wait. Oh, okay. His wife.
Deion,
That's what you said.
Deion Sanders' ex-wife, his son's mother. Her name is Pilar, spelt the same way.
Oh. Huh.
Yep,
Alrighty then. That's a nice
exactly.
fun fact. Wow. Well, thank you so much. And thank you for spending an hour
Thank
with me
you.
on your Saturday.
You are welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed this immensely.
Yes. I have so enjoyed having you as a guest. I feel like I learned so much. So thank you for your time and I super
Yeah,
appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your
no,
Saturday and
you
I
do the
will
same thing.
take
Okay.
care.
Yay.
Bye.